back to my channel. My name is Coralie and somehow I've been living here in Germany for 6 whole months. For half a year I have been living in a completely different country, and today I want to talk about exactly how much money I have made while living and working abroad. So I am Australian and I am here in Germany on a working holiday visa, and I have a few different streams of income. I am fortunate enough to work a part-time job here in an office in Germany. I do English marketing for the UK for a kitchen appliance business. I freelance. I have a tutoring position where I respond to student emails, I mark their assignments, their exams, and I do YouTube. And I keep track of every single dollar that comes into my account. So today I want to go through all of that with you and talk you through exactly how much money I've made while living abroad. Okay, so I keep track of absolutely everything through Google Sheets. I find that super easy, and I have 2 different sheets that I keep everything in. That is this one here, which is all income, as well as this one here, which is online income, and I can show you how I split these 2 up. So first of all, we have my online income, and this is everything that I make, you guessed it, online. So this is freelance, this is YouTube, this is Upwork, this is all my different areas written up here that I haven't obviously made any money from either, such as affiliate. I have made a few dollars from dividends actually, I just haven't recorded dividends this year, which I really should have done. But as you can see, my main 3 spaces here are YouTube, freelance, and Upwork. And I like to keep this separate so I can see exactly how much my personal business is making, because obviously I pay my own taxes on all this sort of stuff, whereas at my office job my taxes are automatically deducted. So I like to see how much money I make working for myself, and then because of that, whether I can take this full time yet or not. So obviously at this rate, over the entire year, you can see I've made $18,000. Not enough money to take this full time. I have a mortgage, not gonna happen. Whereas this one here, all of this money is also incorporated into this spreadsheet, but it also has my full-time and part-time job payments in there as well. So as you can see, I came to Germany in May, and before May you can see there is a lot more deposits of money because I had a full-time job in Australia. I got paid weekly, which is all these $875. I got paid $875 every single week. Every time I got paid, I put it in my spreadsheet. Here in Germany, I get paid once a month. So the payments are bigger, but less often. So let's forget January to April. I was in Australia, no one cares about that. Let's talk about here in Germany. So as you can see, for May, we had a bit of a rough month. I made $990. Now, I was working when I came here. I just want to put that out. I started my office job like 5 days after I landed here in Hamburg, but it took quite a while for my banking and the place I was working for to actually pay me out. So I didn't get my first pay from the place that I was working until the end of July. So I was working for 2 months in Germany. I'm not going to say without getting paid, because obviously they back paid me the time I worked, but I didn't get a pay for 2 months. So in May I made $990, which is actually the tutoring freelance money that I made in April, because I keep track of all the freelance work that I do, all the hours I do, and I bill them at the end of every month, and then I get paid the start of the next month. So in May, I made $990. Doesn't really count towards what I made in Germany because I don't think I flew out of the country until the 7th. So we're not actually going to count that one. Moving on, we have June. So I have the payment here of $1,935. That is the same thing. That is my freelance pay. If we jump over to this one, you can see I've also got $1,935 because that is how much money we are in the wrong month here. I also have 1,935 because that is how much I made from freelance. It's also in this tracker here, 131. This was a YouTube pay. So for the month of June, I made $2,066. This is all in Australian dollars, by the way. Okay, so now we go to July. This was a brilliant freelance month for me. I made $2,362 freelancing. I didn't get a pay from YouTube, but I did get my back pay from working at this kitchen appliance brand, and that was $3,700-ish. Give or take a few dollars, because obviously I am converting the money because I am paid here in euros and I'm converting it to Australian dollars just for my own spreadsheets because that's what makes sense to me. So hello, July was a good month. I made $6,062, although obviously that 3,700 was 3 months worth of work basically, but it was a good month. So now we move on to August. August, I made $1,935 freelancing. I got a payout of $106 from YouTube and $1,700 from my part-time job, which from here on out, my part-time job pay per month is $1,700. I think it equals out to like $1,750, but again, the conversion rate changes every single month. So I am just leveling it off at $1,700. That is the easiest way to do things. So for August, I made $3,741, which if you do look back here at the start of the month, this is pretty on par with what I was making with a full-time job in Australia. So I am very happy with that. September was another brilliant month in terms of freelancing. I made $3,375 freelancing, which is the biggest month I have had freelancing with my tutoring position, which is insane. That's like how much money I would make at my full-time job in Australia. And then of course, I've still attended my part-time job here in Germany, which made me $1,700 for a grand total of $5,075, which I am always happy with that. I always like to have a base goal of making $5,000 a month. If I make $5,000 a month, I am ecstatic. That is beyond fantastic for me because it is a goal that's just out of reach because I can never make $5,000 by work alone, whether that's my full-time job, my part-time job. I need to have freelance and YouTube money coming in as well, and making $5,000, I'm stoked. Okay, so now we take it to October. I had $1,957 made freelancing. I had a payout of $182 on YouTube, which is excellent. I'm very happy with that. My biggest YouTube payout ever. $1,700 for working my part-time job. And then this 99 here is from Upwork. I had an Upwork job that I did a couple months ago and I just never cashed it out, but I cashed it out in October for $99. For a grand total of $3,938. And then here in November, this is October's freelance money, so I'm going to include this, $1,755. I'm not going to get paid from my part-time job until the end of the month, which will now be longer than 6 months, so I won't include that in this video. But let's do a grand total, and then we can talk about how much of that is from a part-time job and how much of that is from freelance and my own business. So let's just do this real quick. So we're gonna go June to November, because we're not gonna count the $990 that I made the month prior and got paid out just before I landed in Germany, and we're not gonna count the $1,700 that I haven't made yet that I'll get paid out at the end of the month. But so far in Germany, I have made $22,637
$900 dues.
And honestly, this is my first time seeing that number put together itself as well, and I am actually surprised with that. That is more money than I thought I would have made. So I feel like that is completely sustainable and I can live off that amount of money. That is absolutely insane. But let's break this down a little bit further and have a look at how much of that is from part-time job, boring, and how much of that is from freelance YouTube, self-made money, fun. Okay, so we're gonna go June. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna cheat. Equals the sum. So we're from here to here. $13,837 of that I made myself, which is absolutely insane. Making $1,700 a month at a part-time job is brilliant. It's paying my bills here in Germany, it's allowing me to buy groceries and all that sort of stuff, but it's not enough to live off of and save. So that extra almost $14,000 makes a humongous difference when it comes to living comfortably, being able to buy things when I want to. For example, I bought that new Osmo DJI vlog camera and I am obsessed with it, but that wasn't cheap, so I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have this freelance and YouTube hustle on the side. And also, I may be in Germany having an amazing time with my boyfriend, but I still have a mortgage back home in Australia that I can't forget about, which takes, I think it's $850 a fortnight or something like that. It is very expensive, so I do need to make a lot of money simply just to pay for my mortgage back home. But the fact that I have made $22,637, I am very happy with that. So there you go. That is how much money I have made as an Australian living and working in Germany for 6 months, and I am so excited to see what the next 6 months bring. In terms of my part-time job, I think I'm gonna stay there till around February if all goes well, and then I think I'm gonna leave a couple months before I fly home to Australia in May, because I'd like to just soak up this beautiful country and spend a bit of time making videos and focusing on my freelance. And the fact that I had a part-time job here at all is a blessing. That wasn't a definitive thing when I came over here. Like, there was no guarantee that I would have a part-time job, which is obviously very hard for me to get that over here, seeing as I'm Australian, I speak English, I do not speak German very well, and almost every job here you're going to need a base level of German. So the fact that I'm making any money from a part-time job is absolute bonus money, but I think I'm going to leave that job somewhere around the start of next year, just so I can really soak up maybe say 2 months here without working before I go home to Australia. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this insight interesting. I love talking finances, I love talking money. I haven't done it enough lately, so welcome back to nerdy little finance Coralie. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I put out new videos every few days. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.